How I feel? Left. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rock her hips. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she pop her hips, the shawty is a winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident. I love the way she move it.
YouTube, what's going on? It's one Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about the Washington Commanders potentially moving to Virginia with the Capitals and with the Washington Wizards, and should they do that. Also, we're going to be talking about a plethora of injuries, including Brian Robison, who is going to be out for Sunday's game, and somebody that's going to be going to injury reserve. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new content like this to the channel. Also, check out One Gotti TV, as at some point once I start my real life journey, you guys will be along with me for the ride. So go ahead and subscribe to that channel if you wanted to. And no, it's really not no sports related content, it's real life content of what I do outside of this, so subscribe to that if y'all want. Now with all that out the way, let's go ahead and get to today's video. So we're going to work in reverse. We're going to talk about the injury report. So Brian Robison is out for Sunday's game. He is dealing with a hamstring injury, and I'm going to keep it a whole 100 with y'all, man. I already know how I feel about the rest of the season. I could care less about the rest of the season. I'm worried about the future. Brian Robison is a part of the plan for the near future. I wouldn't even play him for the rest of the season. There's no point. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy we get to see more Chris Rodriguez, because I want to see what he can do. But nobody on this roster besides Brian Robinson in the backfield I really care to keep. I love Antonio Gibson, but I think Antonio Gibson should go somewhere else where he's going to actually shine and be used the proper way that he can be used and be effective. Antonio Gibson can be a hell of a talent in this league. He can, but I don't think we're going to pay him. And I think we need to go ahead and get a change of pace back to pair up with Brian Robinson, not Chris Rodriguez. Again, I like Chris Rodriguez and think he can be solid, but I want a fast, speedy guy like, you know, the A-Chain kid from Miami. Countless other fast change of pace backs that can pair up with their big bruiser. I like Jalen Warren, and I don't know if you consider Warren a speedy guy, but he's a good 1-2 to Najee Harris. You know, even though people think he's the running back one in Pittsburgh, has a very good case for it. You catch my drift. I think we need to go ahead and get another change of pace back. But needless to say, Brian Robinson is out for Sunday's game. Man, I love B-Rob. I think he should just heal up for the rest of the season. It's really no point for him to rush back out there. And I understand these guys are competitive. These guys want to play. So he may not be done for the season. But if it was up to me, I personally would just shut him down for the last couple games. Also, James Smith-Williams dealing with a hamstring too. He's also out for Sunday's game, so that defensive end room gets more weaker. A lot of these guys will not even be back next year, because you remember a lot of these guys are on one-year deals. So James Smith-Williams is a guy that I think this regime likes, but that's not necessary. It's not necessary that the next regime likes him, so he very well could be gone next year. Casey Tuhill very well could be gone next year. Obviously already got rid of Chase Young and Montez Sweat, so that's 4 defensive ends that we already are potentially going to get rid of next year. F.A. Obata broke his leg, and he was on a 1-year deal, so he's done in Washington. The only guys that we have under contract were KJ Henry and Andre Jones Jr., so we want to see probably a ton of them on Sunday. Also, Washington is placing Curtis Hodges on injury reserve. Do anybody really care about that? I mean, honestly, no disrespect to Curtis Hodges. He's dealing with the back injury, but I didn't even know he was really on the active roster anymore, because he didn't go out there. Remember, a couple preseasons ago, we thought Curtis Hodges was going to be something, but they never used him. You know what I'm saying? Again, similar to my guy that we lost back in May, the tight end that we thought was going to be really good. Unfortunately, he got hurt back in May. His name is slipping my mind. The tight end, I'm trying to remember his name. My guy, I can't think off the top of my head. But he was a guy that we thought could be something special, and potentially he has potential. That guy has potential, not Curtis Hodges. We don't even use Cole Turner. That's the crazy part about it, who I thought was going to be, a vocal point in this offense. Next up, then we have Sadiq Charles, who will be activated back after his injury. He will not be starting, though, but he will be ready to go just in case he needs to come in the game. So that's good to see Sadiq Charles back, because he needs to have a strong finish to the season, because Sadiq is a guy that I think could be a good rotational piece. I really do. I wouldn't mind bringing him back on a cheap deal, maybe a 1-2 year deal. because he's a guy that I wouldn't mind having a run as a rotational guy. Now, he's a guy that can't really be a starter in this league because, I mean, he one, doesn't stay healthy, and two, he's super small, man. He is super small. So he's a guy that's going to be undersized, going up against those big guys in the middle. But at the same time, he's a guy that you want on the roster, that if you need him to go in there for 5 games, he can hold it down, right? So Sadiq Charles is back, and then they also have elevated, due to the injury of Brian Robison, they have elevated Jonathan Williams to the practice squad. Y'all already know how I feel about Jonathan Williams. I felt like we should have kept Jared Patterson, my man JP, but Jonathan Williams probably will get a ton of carries on Sunday too, just for that veteran reason, I guess you would say. So yeah, not really too much anything major that's going to really, change the game on Sunday. We know how this thing's going to go on Sunday. But I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention, really because of Brian Robinson. Honestly speaking, if Brian Robinson wasn't on this list, it wouldn't even have been a topic, to be honest with you. Now, let's get to the more important part of the video, stadium talk. So if you guys haven't been aware, the Washington Wizards and the Washington Capitals will be moving to Alexandria, Virginia, Navy Yard in like 2028. So they will be leaving the district. They will be leaving Capital One Arena, which is sucky to me, in my opinion, because I think we need to have all 4 teams back in the city where they belong. All we got is the Nationals at that point, and then now what? You got DC United and XFL team, but I feel like all the Washington teams need to be in the District of Columbia. That's where they're from, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not the Maryland Commanders. It's not the Virginia Wizards. That's trash. It's Washington. You need to find a way to do that, man. It's not that far of a change for me. You know what I'm saying? VA, is still relatively close, but I would prefer it not to be in Virginia. But again, look, it's not that far, but if it was up to me, I would love to have it stay at Cap One. I don't know, well, maybe they say it's the crime right there, is the biggest reason why they wanted to change it, but I feel like that it's a bigger reason than crime, because crime could fall. It ain't like Virginia 2 hours away. Virginia is 20 minutes a drive from the city. So like, if crime is gonna happen, it can happen anywhere, bro. So I feel like that's BS. But look, Washington's Command is also another team that's in the talks of potentially moving to Virginia, and should they follow them to VA, I mean, I put up a poll just like a couple minutes ago before I started this video. Where is the heart of Washington's fan base? I want the team back in DC. I really do, because I think that's where they belong. RFK is the site that everyone keeps targeting. What about near the Nationals Park? Could they make some room near Nats Park to have the Commanders over there? You know what I'm saying? I think they belong back there. However, if they did a poll like I just did on my YouTube page, and it comes back and the greater of Washington's fan base, like the heart of their fan base, let's say the vote comes back, with Virginia leading. I wouldn't want it in Virginia, but I think for an economical and for a money standpoint, wherever the heart of the Washington Commanders fan base is, and the poll that they run, if they were to do something like that, I think that's where it should go. Again, personally, I would put it in DC, but Virginia's not off the table, and you could very well be seeing your major sports teams from your local area playing in Virginia. Now, again, I know a lot of fans that are from Virginia aren't going to mind it, because, again, this is the DMV per se. So, like, we all have the same sports teams in a sense. So it's like, one, yeah, they're not in DC, but for the Virginia folk, for the Maryland folks, that's our team too, though. So it's like, yeah, they're the Washington, but I'm from Virginia, or I'm from Maryland. You know what I'm saying? So that's my team too. So they can come over here. I feel y'all understand, because again, it's the DMV, bro. It's not that far of a hike, but I just personally feel like it deserves to be where it's actually named. You feel me? But I don't know. I think Washington is going to end up back in DC. I do. I have a gut feeling that they're going to be back on the RFK site with this new ownership change. But again, look, it very well could be in DC. Ted Leonsis could build this state of the world sports and entertainment venue, and Josh Hurst could look at that and be like, hey, look, we want to be right there with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a possibility. I personally would put my money on them moving to DC though. Could they build on the land? How would y'all feel if they just built on the Landover site? You know what I'm saying? The FedEx Field site. Would y'all be pissed about that, or would y'all want that? Again, remember, the Capitals and the Wizards used to play at Orlando, right? So it used to be in Orlando, right? How would y'all feel about that though? If we just decided to rebuild FedEx Field and make it great? Me personally, I wouldn't mind it, because y'all know I live like 10 minutes from FedEx, so I wouldn't even mind it if that was the case. But then again, I don't live but what, 15-20 minutes from RFK. So like, again, to me, it should be in DC, but it really doesn't matter to me, because like, it's all right there if I want to go. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think though in the comment section about both topics we covered. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Y'all have a blessed night. Enjoy y'all Friday. Enjoy y'all weekend. As always, being boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We'll see you later. Peace. On the road to 7K.